All righty. Let's see what's going on. Hi, hi. We are live. Good afternoon. Good evening. Look, good afternoon. Hey,
Good evening.
good evening, everybody. Okay, 1 second. I just want to get there. You know, um, okay, good evening, everybody. We're there. Good evening. So I just want to say welcome and welcome to Let's Have Dessert. Conscious Awakening is going to have some dessert for you tonight. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. I wanted to give you all a little introduction of us. I think I'm going to go back and do that. Just give you a little. Well, I can't find that. Okay, I'm just going to go from here because that's not working. But anyway, I want to say again, good evening and welcome to Let's Have Dessert. And the topic for today is powerless. My name is Kimberly Davis. I am a full time hairstylist, been in the industry for over 40 years, and I am the CEO of Conscious Awakening. So, welcome. And I have Miss Judy Davis here, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kim. So, good evening, everybody. Again, I'm Judy, and I'm a transformational coach. Currently working with my dear, beautiful friend, Kimberly Davis, with Conscious Awakening. As one of her, I'm on her team, and so proud and happy to be a part of that. Um, kind of let me just kind of tell you what I'm doing to support clients. Basically, I'd like to identify root causes and triggers that my clients might have some unmet needs or unrealized expectations or unexpressed pain or hurt. And so I support a client through that whole coaching process and identifying what I just referenced and helping you come up with an empowering solution for a successful outcome. So that's kind of the coaching processes that I do. And let me share a little bit about my background. I have about 30 years, over 30 years, really, of experience in leadership and public service management. I worked for local government for over 30 years. I did, like I said, with a concentration in leadership, a concentration in real estate development and land use planning. And I really truly enjoy transforming communities on the south side of the city, and bringing about a transformation in that. And I'm so excited about working with my dear friend Kimberly and supporting this beautiful organization that she created called Conscious Awakening uh, to transform lives and help individuals reveal their greatness. Turn it back over to Kim.
Transforming. That's what this is about. So, you guys, conscious awakening, the goal of conscious awakening is to take an individual on a spiritual journey. It's to reveal the root causes of their problems and help them to see a clear vision for their goals and their dreams. And how we're going to do that is help you do transformation. Is through conducting one-on-one coaching, courses, doing online courses, workshops, and then eventually we're going to be having retreats. So just as Judy stated, you know, her coaching style is to truly help you transform your life, and that's what conscious awakening is all about. It's helping you to transform. It's helping you to develop a relationship with what self. And you guys know that I really love self. You know that I'm most definitely all about self. So the acronym for self is spirituality. That's the S. The E is for evolve. The L is for love. And the F is for fulfillment. And we will talk more about that. But we want to go on and we're going to start talking about what our topic is. And our topic for today is powerless. And I'm basically going to let Judy kind of kick this topic off because she really wanted to talk about powerless. And we're gonna just go on and we're just gonna dialogue. If anybody wants to come on and have a discussion with us, we would love to have a discussion with you about powerless.
I
So,
thought we were going to share our stories first.
oh right, okay. So I'm sorry, I went too fast. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm moving too fast. So first of all, before we move forward, let me just state to you for the rest of the year, we're just gonna be doing some live streaming every other week because right now at this moment that's at 7 p.m. Central Time. We decided to come on in the evening to see how it would work and to get some more people involved and just to get people used to us seeing our beautiful faces. So right now El Ray is not with us. He had to take care of some business and he's not with us, but he will be missed tonight. So as I stated, we're going to be coming on every other Tuesday, every other Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So check us out, check in, and be looking forward to seeing us. Sometimes you may just see my face because we are both, all three of us are truly working on development. Right now we're working on the foundations of conscious awakening and we're working on our own individual development. So we won't be doing a whole bunch of little, a lot of other things right now, but just look forward to the new lunch. It's coming soon. And so you guys can be ready to take your classes, to get your one-on-one coaching. So no further ado, before we talk about Powerless, we're going to do our little story sharing. Why we picked the word powerless. And so I'm going to let Judy, you want to go and tell your story first? Go ahead.
Sure.
I'll let Judy tell her story.
Okay, so my story on powerlessness.
Want to go and tell your story? Go ahead.
That story began when I was 12 years old and experienced my birth mother passing away in front of me. That began the cycle of me experiencing loss. Everyone that played really a significant role in my life, they passed away. My father, my sister, my brother, my first husband, my best friend, my sponsor in faith, countless close friends, lovers, neighbors, co-workers. It just wouldn't stop. And through this experience, I lost myself.
Mm.
So it took me a while to really process and deal with the pain, the uncertainty that I experienced through that stage of powerlessness. So I can really relate when a person is stuck, uh, when they have unmet needs, when they have unrealized expectations, when they have unexpressed pain, when they have unexpressed hurt. I'm very sensitive to that. And I think through my story of being able to transform losing myself and finding myself, I think that I can support another individual that might be experiencing that same thing. Yeah.
Mm. Wow. What a story. Even though I've experienced some of those losses with you, what a
The
story.
majority of them you have. It's been quite a few.
Yes,
But I
what
think,
I've experienced with
yeah.
you. Yes. And it amazes me that you experienced that much death because I have not. I think during the pandemic is when I saw the most death. I've experienced death, but not that close, like a husband, no. So I went through those experiences with you, and as you were talking about it, you almost brought tears to my eyes. So wow, because I mean, and it's something that we all have to experience. It's part of life, it's part of living. um hey, Lynn is on here. Lynn said, powerless, I believe, is an emotion, and that's why we act on it. Ooh, okay, Lynn, we're gonna talk about that part. Okay, as an emotion. Wow, we had some questions about that. So I'm going to share my story. And at first I was going to share a story about being stuck up, but really I'm going to share my story that deals with self. And my story goes back to being in the womb, my womb experience with my parents, because it shook my life. Okay, so y'all know I'm an emotional person, and so I'm not gonna share any tears. But my story is about my wound experience. I went through an experience of abandonment, and abandonment has always been an issue for me. Feeling abandoned, you know, don't want to feel abandoned, but of because of what my mother went through in her life, it affected me in the womb, even though it has nothing to do with the fact that she didn't love me or anything like that. It's just she was having an experience. And all people have experience. And her experience was not one of the greatest experience as she was carrying me. But one of the things that I found out later on in life was that she, even regardless of what she was going through, she was not going to abort me. And that statement really truly changed for me. But throughout my life, I always felt like I was not loved enough. I didn't get enough support. I didn't get enough nurturing. So those things, really bothered me in life as I grew up and as I developed, as I went on my journey in life. When I became 19, I moved out, and I was on my own. And that was pretty interesting. But I met Buddhism, and because of that, it changed my life. It taught me about love. So I would say that's where the S come in, the spirituality. I began to learn about my own personal spirituality. I began to, and then the E for evolving, I began to evolve internally. I began to understand that I have the power that is within me, and that I needed to make some breakthroughs and understand that no one can love me like I can love myself. And I had to learn that. And then the L, the love, I had to learn how to fall in love with me. And that has been a journey of mine, just learning how to love me. And then the F, being fulfilled, learning how to be fulfilled in your life is just so important, because I went through life like jumping around, jumping into this, jumping into that, just being scattered so much because I didn't get that type of nurturing, because I felt I didn't get that type of love or that support. I was just always scattered, running around searching, and at this point in life, I really feel like I'm at a point in life that because of that experience, I know that I'm able to help young women, grown women, people of all walks of life understand the importance of developing a relationship with self through spirituality. Most definitely, how do you evolve in spirituality? What is love about? Do you truly love yourself? Are you being fulfilled? So most definitely, I am able to help someone understand the true power of self. And knowing that self is very important, we must develop a relationship with self. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. No, anyway, that's my story, and I have no regrets about my story anymore. I can tell my story. At one time, I wasn't able to tell my story. I would cry all the time, but I can tell my story now. Me and my mother we talked about it. And like I said, when she said to me, all I knew, honey, is I wasn't going to abort you, that's when I fell in love. I was like, well, thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. So we have to understand that everybody has an experience, and that's what life is all about. And I'm here to have experience in order to grow and develop. I'm going to grow and develop through my experience. So I don't want to be afraid of having the experience anymore. I don't, I want to live. I want to be fulfilled. And I most definitely want to love, and not just love people, but love myself, you know. But that's what, to me, the world is about. And that's what, some of this is all missing. It's just this love part. Okay, so Lynn is going crazy on here. Lynn say, and I most certainly can't allow anyone to let me or my children down. So I love me and them hard. Okay, Lynn. So we got Lynn on here. We got Linda Green is watching. Hey, Lynn. Hey, and then Gertrude is on here. Hey, Gertrude, Juanita. I'm so used to I'm not used to calling her Juanita. Hey, Juanita. So we got us some followers on here. Just want to say hi to everybody. So that's my story. And Judy, do you have something to say about my story, darling? You've been a part of my story with me. So and we have Jewel on here too. She's watching. She's probably on YouTube, but she did tell me she's watching. Hey, Jewel. She's probably on YouTube, but hey, Jewel. So, Julie, you was a part of my story also. You've been a part of watching me grow and develop and, go through that abandonment thing. I want to thank you for being a part of that journey, because you helped me a lot, honestly, being a friend. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I had muted myself. Such a beautiful story, a really, really beautiful story. So I just think that what some of the messages we're trying to let everybody hear tonight, as we have dessert, is on powerlessness, and just really understand that whatever you're thinking, that your thoughts really create what you feel, and your feelings, they create your actions. So you have to ask yourself, what am I thinking? Because whatever you're thinking, that's creating what you're feeling. And whatever you're feeling, that's how you kind of respond. That's how you act. And so that creates your reality. And so it's really a good time to kind of, reflect on, what are my thoughts? Are your thoughts really positive? Are they empowering? Or are they powerless? Are you thinking powerless thoughts? What kind of thoughts are you thinking? When you wake up in the morning, do you feel powerless? Like I said, I had lost myself. Many mornings I would wake up and I would just be lost. I experienced all that death. I would just be lost. I would just be stuck. And then when you're stuck, of course, you don't know how, your thoughts have created these feelings. And so you feel stuck. You feel that you're not enough. You feel that you can't move on. And they say it's three things that hold us back. Three feelings: feeling that you're not enough, feeling that whatever it is that you need or want in your life, that it's not available to you. And the third thing is, I'm different. So really feeling that I'm not accepted. People are not accepting me. I'm not fitting in. I'm not belonging. And as we coach individuals and talk to people, it's either one of those three things.
Yeah.
I'm not enough.
Yes.
Things are not really available to me. I want this, conflicting beliefs, but it's not available for me. Or that last one, I'm different. I'm not fitting in. I don't that. And and they really kind of stem from a really early age. And we carry this thought, and we make this thought a reality.
All the time we make this thought a reality all the time. And it's funny how our lives are kind of parallel, because you talked about the loss and how you felt. And even though my parents was here, I still felt the loss. I
Mm.
still, felt like, oh my God, how I'm gonna make it, or everything you talked about, I felt it regardless. But I had my parents. You went through it through a loss. I went through it and my parents were still here, but because of the experience that we experienced, I felt those same type of feelings. So it is, we do have to change our mindset. That is so most definitely true. We have to, it all starts with changing our mindset. It all starts with, changing our belief system. And I think it also, we have to learn how to even not be afraid to just see and ask a question. A lot of times we go through life and we don't even want to ask the question, what's going on with me? Why do I even feel this way?
Mm.
So I think that we have to, and that's where we get into developing that relationship with self, having a talk with self, taking some time out for self, because remember, it's a traffic jam in your brain. You think it's a traffic jam outside. It's a traffic jam within your brain, within your mind. Because what we're doing today, we're constantly going, we're constantly moving, we're constantly doing this, but in reality, we all need to stop and take a moment and just go silent.
I agree. My mind was cluttered for a long time.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'm just being able to notice about some of the tendencies I had, specifically with that powerlessness and loss. I recognize that all of the people that passed away, I guess it devastated me because I was losing them. And it also devastated me because I was so dependent on them for a lot of my emotional nourishment
Hmm.
and a lot of my emotional support.
Okay.
And then when they passed away, I felt like I didn't have that anymore. But one of the things that I learned and I've stopped doing and learned through that experience was that I have to stop emotionally outsourcing. Um, I have to stop emotionally outsourcing for me to feel better. Depending and basically what I mean by that is I was at a point in my life where I was so dependent on other people
Okay.
to like carry me through. And so I was seeking approval from other people like, well, did I do it right? Was I good enough? That sort of thing. Or if a person that was close to me and they didn't respond the way I wanted them to respond to me, you know, I call that emotionally outsourcing. So I already, I learned the hard way that the only person that I'm going to be able to change is Judy. And so I can't, I can't give people that kind of power. I don't give people that kind of power anymore. And I don't need for a person to change or respond or act the way I want them to do for me to feel better. I
Okay.
stopped doing that. I got rid of all that. You know, uh, I I don't need to behave. I don't need anybody to behave different for me to feel better. I,
And
you know, I took that. I had to take that kind of power back, and I had kind of lost that when I was going through the losses. I was so dependent on other people, and then I wanted other people to respond a certain kind of way, or if they didn't respond the way I thought I wanted them to respond, I wouldn't feel good.
okay.
But I don't need that anymore. A person should just do them. They could respond, be them, any kind of way they want. Got it.
And that, Judy, and that takes development. That takes time, because in reality, we all do need each other, but we do have to learn how to be independent. We do have to learn how to love ourselves independently. We do have to learn how to take responsibility for our life independently.
Right.
So that is so true. I want to say, welcome, Rosabelle. Welcome. I just wanted to welcome you. Ladies, thank you so much. So we do have to, we do have to work on ourselves independently. That's what self is all about, is working on ourselves, and not if somebody don't like something you do, not allowing it to destroy you, or have power over how you feel about it, what kind of actions you're gonna take.
Right.
That and I will say that is sometimes that can be very challenging for a person.
Right. I just think that I've developed a growth mindset now
Yeah,
where it's not difficult for me at
right,
this point. But at one time, like I shared, it was
right.
extremely difficult for me. I was very dependent, very, very dependent on that. But like you said, I'm getting the clutter out of my mind. And I know clutter it represents like delayed decisions. And I
Mhm.
don't want to have any kind of delayed kind of decisions anymore. And I know that I was kind of even experiencing that whole powerlessness, even though I was able to financially pretty well take care of myself. One of the things that I began to notice is my relationship with my money. And some of the things, what was the emotion behind me spending so much, um, how did that affect my whole image? Um, you know, uh, it showed me how, through that whole powerlessness loss thing, that whole tendency for me to overconsume, which I did. I would go shopping and it would just be crazy. I couldn't go into a store without me buying up a bunch of stuff that I really, really did need. And it just maybe clothes, gadgets, you name it. I was coming home with shopping bags. And I said, what's up with you with that? And so then I finally came to the realization that, you know,
What was your
it
realization of
was
that?
it's scarcity, scarcity. And I didn't, I was so afraid of scarcity. So I would just overconsume and overbuy. And I didn't want to feel deprived. So it was scarcity and not wanting to feel deprived.
Mm,
And these fears led me to overconsume.
right. I would say mine was like, I had never, I was, even though this may be funny or whatever, but it had just gotten to the point that when I started making the money, I was like, wow, I was so excited that I could go in the store and spend.
That's a sign of
I
scarcity.
understand, but I'm just saying that's what happened with me. I was so excited. I remember going in a store and Mystique Boutique. I always wanted to go in there. That's when it was one of the baddest little boutiques in High Park. And they sold designer clothes, suits, and I love pantsuits. And I walked in there one day with my holy jeans on because I'm not a girly girl. So I love to be comfortable. And I walked in there and they waited on the Caucasian woman before me. And I was like, okay. It's like that, huh? So then they waited on me and I bought some stuff. And then once they saw that I can buy, and then my ex-husband came in there, was buying. they was like sending stuff to me. Oh, come on, Kim, come on, and I was like, oh, it's like this. So that was exciting to me. And then one point when I was just like depressed and tripping, I just went to the store and shop. Or I'd go out and purchase a car. Knowing that I had something else to do, but it was just like it was like a thrill sometimes, and didn't really know, didn't even understand about scarcity. Didn't understand that. Didn't understand. I mean, I didn't even take out any time to even ask questions, until later on in life. Why are you doing these things? And then it had to be shut down. To be honest, it shut itself down because I didn't know how to stop.
Right.
So my thing is, you're gonna get something's gonna happen regardless. You're gonna either come to some realization, or it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for you. And sometimes that's what happens. Spirit has to step in and shut it down because you're not getting it.
So I think that now I kind of spin in a state of abundance.
Okay.
Uh, I really worked on myself with that enough things. So, a state of abundance is being enough and having plenty.
Yes. Okay.
But for a long time, that powerlessness with powerlessness with loss, it just affected, my whole mindset, my whole fixed mindset with money. And that's why I would overconsume. And I had to come up with really what was the emotion behind it. And I finally found that that whole emotion of scarcity and, feeling like, I just don't want to be deprived, and
Mine
the
was
feeling of it's not enough.
Yeah, mine was, I was always also worried about poverty, oh, I'm gonna, things like that. But yeah, it's interesting. But I know now I look at the way I spend now. I don't have to have everything. I came to a realization. It's like you have everything you need to do what you have to do. You have everything you need. So we have to learn how to allow ourselves to enjoy what we do have, because most of the time we have so much stuff, we're not even enjoying it. We just want more and more and more. I wanted my backyard to be the bomb before I went out there to barbecue, but I have a grill. I said, if you don't go and enjoy that grill. So today I went out there and I grilled today and got my lunch, my food together for the week.
Cool.
Had a great time, So just learning how to appreciate, have gratitude, and just enjoy the things that you do have, because we are living in abundance.
Well, have some of them chicken wings ready for me when I come over there Wednesday and get my hair
Done.
chicken wing breakfast for me.
Oh, I got okay breakfast, some waffles and
Barbecue wings.
What? I don't have wings because Whole Foods didn't have wings.
So I know you did legs.
Yes.
Your favorite.
Hey, Danielle. Oh, yes, I'm coming to grab some chicken. Are you? Leah said she's grabbing some chicken.
Okay.
We got Danielle on there, and Elway is trying to come on. So give us a moment. He's been pretty busy, but okay, he's driving right now. So it's okay. So he'll be on soon again. But right now, everybody's just been busy doing things, really enjoying hope everybody's enjoying the summer. And I hope you guys are enjoying our dialogue tonight, talking about powerless and the things that. So I want to go back to Judy. Lynn said powerless is an emotion. So I wanted to talk about that, because while we think powerless is emotion, the truth that powerlessness isn't a feeling. It's not an emotion. It's not fear. It's not hurt. It's not anger. It's not sadness. It's really a decision.
Powerlessness is a thought.
Thank you. It's
And
not
powerlessness creates those feelings that you just creates the feelings. Yeah.
Yes. So my thing is, it's not it's basically a decision. I mean, if we gonna give our power away, that was our decision to give our power away. Nobody made us give our power away. And sometimes I feel like people give their power away when they don't speak up for injustice. or but then I have to understand that everybody is not going to speak up. That's
Mm.
not everybody's nature. And we also need to understand that conflict is not negative. Conflict can be good conflict. It don't have to be bad conflict. We have to learn how to dialogue. We have to learn how to communicate with each other so that we can all grow and develop. Communication is like 100%. I just think it makes you feel it brings so much power to a relationship, and not a relationship with your loved ones, with your friends, within the business. It just brings so much power when you know how to communicate correctly with each other. Because in communicating, just as like we're going to do in coaching, we're going to be communicating with you guys. So we're going to help you all become powerful, finding your own power within your own life. I mean, it's all communication, and that's what we're going to be doing in coaching is communicating. You're going to be communicating, we're going to be communicating, and we're going to all grow. But so if we don't understand about communication and we don't understand how to communicate correctly, then how can we grow? How can we develop? How can we be powerful?
I think everybody should just ask themselves that's on the call tonight, what's really standing in the way of the life that you want to live and the man or woman that you want to become? What's standing in that way?
Mm,
And that's one of our, as I coach my clients, I'm going to ask them those whys. What
right.
those what's standing in the way of the life that you want to live? What's standing in that way? The life you want to live or the man and woman you want to become? What's standing in your way right now?
Mm. What was standing in our way? Look, okay.
I just kind of told you my story. I just kind
Right.
of, you kind of shared yours.
Yours, right. What was
Got
standing in my
a
way?
bunch of dynamic, wonderful people on the call tonight, and they got a story too. So,
Right.
and they definitely probably have a story about powerlessness. So just ask yourselves, everybody, what's standing in your way of the life that you want to live? And what's standing in your way of the man or woman that you want to become?
I want to say good evening to Marlene, my cousin. She's on here. Donnell, Roosevelt, Linda. Just want to say good evening to everybody. And Lynn, my cousin, she talked about she's raising three boys. She's a single parent, even though they're the dads are in their life, but she's raising three boys. And I just want to say, I really admire the fact that she is standing up as a woman, as a Black woman, and really raising her sons. Two of them, one just graduated out of high school, and the other one just graduated out of grammar school. And she's raising these boys in Inglewood.
That's wonderful. What a beautiful community Inglewood is. Inglewood was the community where I first learned how to do land use planning and real estate development. And it
Okay.
has some of the most beautiful people, and just so proud to just look back over it, how that whole community is evolving and transforming and changing. And what a beautiful story that they'll have to say that they were raised and they came from that community, and how powerful they are going to be as young African American men,
Right.
revealing their greatness. So, congratulations on that.
Yes. Congratulations, Lynn. Yeah, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of a lot of my my nieces and cousins raising, being single parents and raising their daughters and their sons. It can be challenging out here, in this world. And basically one of the questions that, you know, I wanted to cover was, do you guys think that worldly affairs make you feel powerless? What do you think about worldly affairs? I really want to talk about that. Because I know sometimes, and the reason I want to talk about it, because I know sometimes as I watch the news and it bothers me sometimes, the things that I see on the news. So I don't watch it as much, but I do want to stay abreast, and I do want to stay abreast of what's going on in the world. I need to know what's going on. But most times it bothers me. I don't like the language that we use anymore when it even comes to politics. I know I'm jumping off a little bit, but this was part of a question about powerless. I don't like the language that is being used. Let's get angry, let's fight. To me, what we need is love. I think we need to change our language, and how we speak to the world and how we speak to each other. I think if we change our language, things can get better. But the language that we use and the anger nature that we use, and someone was talking to me in the salon and she was just saying she didn't like the display of our mayor here in Chicago, how she was so angry, and that's my whole thing. Everybody is just so angry now, even in driving. It's just everybody's like in this rage, and to me, that's powerless. That you have to ride around and drive around in this rage or listen to all of these things on TV and the news. And then you become like, am I putting out the right causes? Am I living a great life? How do you distinguish between the two? How do you continue to fight and move forward, regardless of what's going on in the world?
I think for me, my inner world creates my outer world.
Hi.
You know, what I believe I create.
Hi.
And so one of the things, just like you, I've definitely now been able to, I now create boundaries on
Yes.
every aspect of my life.
Okay.
And I don't consume, I was a newsie, but I don't consume the news like I used to anymore because every morning I want to wake up with intention. So wake up with intention, and my intention is to how do I want to feel? How do I want to start my day? And so I start my day out with prayer. As you know, I'm a Buddhist and been a Buddhist for a long time. So I start my morning out with chanting, with my prayer, my form of prayer. And so I start with creating a real positive energy in my inner world.
Yes.
So, and then as far as I don't want to get caught up in the whole political scenarios of, because to me it's just judgment, the
Right.
root cause of disunity is judgment.
Okay.
You know, I really feel that if we could stop, if we could take some time and begin to reflect and look at other people's greatness versus their weaknesses, looking at the politician's weakness, what she should do. Every time I look at the mayor, I look at her as a great woman. Every time I look at the governor, I look at him as a great man. Every time I look at our senators, I'm looking at them as great men, our congressmen as great women. I want to look at their greatness. I don't want to look at their weakness. And I think if we could stop judging each other and looking at each other, dismissing each other's, putting each other's down, talking about what somebody needs to get. I think if we could just change that fixed mindsets that so many of us struggle with, and be able to see the greatness in others, we might end up seeing the greatness in our own life. I'm
Thank
just
you. Hey, I love it. I love it. So that's to me, that's a way we can change that whole scenario of feeling powerless about worldly affairs. We have to create our own world. Most definitely. Yeah. And I truly must start my morning off the same with no TV. I go through a whole day with no TV, like today.
I better than me.
Yeah. You know me, I'm always in silence in this house, but I have a good time, in silence. I get to hear, I get to learn things about myself, because trust me, spirit do talk. So you're gonna read about it or you're gonna hear about it or somebody's gonna say something. You're going to learn something if you just take a moment and just be still.
Right. I just think that, for us to change the trajectory of how our society is going in the world, we have to embrace each other's differences,
True.
and stop, trying to diminish each other. I just, that is the main, that whole diminishing kind of nature, instead of trying to diminish another human being, or reference their weaknesses, why don't you either polish something that you need to do in your own life, or try to look at that other individual's greatness
Right. Find their greatness
a lot
in.
better. And
Yeah.
I think that the kind of effects that you'll receive in your life will be a lot better too.
Most definitely. That's true. I mean, and I know that from secondhand, just being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, when I ran my salon, I had to find the greatness in my stylist.
And
You
what
know,
I've learned through this whole coaching process is that individuals really want to think that they're different, but in actuality, at the end of the day, we're really all the same. And so, really, if you're diminishing another individual, it's something in your own heart and in your own mind that you are trying to hide under. So it's easier to set reference what this person needs to do or what that other person's weakness is, instead of looking at your own. So I really take a wide eye when a person starts diminishing another person.
yeah, that's true. And I think at the end of the day, we all are the same. But what I do feel is that we still have to learn, we still have to know that everybody mindsets are different. We are walking different paths. So we have
Definitely.
to understand that. And we do have to understand that you do need to get with your tribe. And that's real talk. And that's not to judge anybody. That's not to put anybody and say, oh, I'm better than her. She's better than me. That's not what this is about. It's just understanding where you fit in at.
Yeah, we all make choices.
Yeah. And understanding what you need for you to grow and develop. Everybody's growing and develop at different levels. And everybody don't want the same thing. But again, I'm not here to knock you down. I'm not here to judge you. I want to learn something from you also. And I'm here to give and to receive. You got to be able to receive and give regardless. But I do feel that we are on different tribes and we are moving at different paces in life, and we have to understand that so we'll know where we fit in at. Because
Ex-
sometimes we can go and be in a space and or join something and not even at that level, and we can cause some disruption because we're not there, and then we get to judging those people instead of understanding this is not where you at. Take responsibility.
I just feel with me, if it doesn't serve me, I really don't, I'm just at a stage in my life,
Hmm.
I'm at a pretty matured stage in my life. So if it's not serving me, uh, then I'm not dealing with it. And
Right,
it's,
exactly.
it's really, and really unapologetically, I'm not dealing with it.
Exactly.
If it's not serving me, I don't deal with it. So
And
that's
that's
that's just my approach right now. No
exactly. You have
disrespect, like you said, no ill feelings. If it's not serving me, I don't deal with it.
right. And you have to get to that place to understand that. And when you get to that place, you find it's this newfound peace.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. It has nothing to do with anybody else. This is just where I'm at. And I have to respect and honor where I'm at in life, you
Right.
know. And when you get there, it's a peace. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you feel like you could breathe because at first you'd be feeling like you was suffocating. Because you're like, am I being true to myself? Am I not being true? You just get the word who you're not being true to. But you get to that place, it's just a place of peace. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Me, that's what I've learned in my life. It's just a place of peace. So I'm going to welcome, I'm going to say hey to Sharia and Toya. Hey, ladies. How you guys doing? Welcome. And Toya talking about preach, Judy. Hey, hey, ladies. So, yeah, so that's basically, what time is it? Ooh, we've been moving out, huh?
Oh wow, we're almost done.
Yeah, well, I want to welcome
Okay.
everybody coming on. So again, we're going to be doing this every other Monday at 7. Let's have dessert. So it's going to be dessert time. So when you guys get through eating or you're cooking your
Come have a
food,
bite with us.
yes, come have a bite of dessert with us. So today is about Powerless. So if you guys have anything, you got a question, you want to say something, that's really cool. My cousin Lynn was like, powerful, positive thoughts because I raised 3 Black boys. And we just talked about that. And I mean, I'm so happy, that she most definitely, Darnell, I didn't say hi to you. I'm sorry. Darnell is on here. Darnell's my high school, this is my high school. He's on here too. Hey, Darnell, hope you're still here. I
And
was
I'm
happy to
so
see
proud. I
you.
just want to put a shout out to all the beautiful women in my family, uh,
Okay.
my beautiful sisters, my beautiful nieces that have definitely raised men and have did a phenomenal job. And I bow down to you on that.
Yes. And I'm
I
sitting
know I can't wait till you share your story because
right.
it is phenomenal and beautiful.
Yeah. Most definitely. I give a shout out to I have such a big family on my mama and my dad. And they still making babies. I got plenty of cousins and nieces and nephews. They still making babies. But anyway, yeah. So I just want to give most definitely I'm so appreciative to this journey. I am truly appreciate and have so much gratitude for this journey. I during the month of June, when we took our month off of June to get some things developed, I finished my office
Hmm.
because that office was, I'm this person who loves organization.
Yes, you do.
And I've been working on this office since I've been here, moved in this house. And it was just, and then, because last year I was doing so many things, I couldn't really focus on it as much as I wanted to. But I finished the office and I am so happy about my little office. But it makes me feel good because you talked about earlier, Judy, you talked about us feeling, you talked about the clutter. And I wanted to get
Yeah.
back to that. And
Right. That's one of my problems. And that's my, clutter is a sign that you are not making decisions. And so I had to really, really put myself in check about
the
my
clutter.
clutter.
See, and I'm like, now one person that Toya on here, but I could say that girl, she she deeper than me with the organization. I'm gonna go, but I like it. Her setup is great. I love how she does it. Now, your niece said I was OCD. She said, I think you OCD. I'm like, what part of it is, but I just love organization. And one reason why I love it because on a spiritual level, and on a evolving level, energy moving through your house, it's wonderful. Nothing's blocked. So you feel that within. And I just want to let people know it's very important. It
Yeah.
has something to do with powerless because you can be in that house cluttered and all this stuff around you. You will feel powerless. Having all these things blocking your energy. You have to unblock, clean your corners out. Every corner of your house, clean them out. Now, my goal is for July is to clean out my closets and my drawers and get away, let clothes go. But I can't tell you, I wish I can show you guys the office. I can't tell you the energy that I feel in here. I can't tell you the joy that I feel in this room. And the relaxation is just I can breathe. I have found up everything. Everything is just like I'm excited. I had to share that. That was one of my things I had. And that was one of the goals that I wanted to make a breakthrough with, and I've been shooting for, and it's done. And I feel like I can make more money. Look, no.
That's a great thing.
I'm setting up this office for conscious awakening, to do my coaching. Also, I'm getting my office ready. You have to get yourself prepared for what you want to do. Remember that. So being prepared to take on your new life or your new goals, your new dreams, you got to prepare yourself, and don't think you're just going to prepare yourself on one level. You have to be prepared in all areas of your life.
Yeah,
So that's
I'm in the
the
process of doing the same thing. I'm trying to declutter my mind, and I'm
Mhm.
trying to declutter my environment. Like you said, clutter. I wrote it down. It said clutter blocks us from, it really would block me from living the kind of extraordinary life I want to live. That's number
Exactly.
one. It's going to block the flow of my abundance in my life. It's going to block my creativeness. I'm not going to come up with no creative ideas if
Nope.
my mind is all cluttered or if my environment is all cluttered. Like I said before, I'm so glad that I finally came to this realization. Clutter is another sign of scarcity. So I guess I've been dealing with the scarcity issue for a while. Clutter creates feelings of overwhelm. It creates feelings of shame. It creates feelings of being anxious.
Create
People clutter,
guilt.
they make unconscious purchases like Judy. Management. Clutter is telling me that I need to set boundaries, which I'm setting boundaries now. I need that acceptance, my body acceptance, no matter how my stomach might be sticking out in a little, I have to accept that. That's all. Stop trying to fix myself. I don't fix myself anymore. That's a sign of clutter. I create myself. I don't
Hey,
limit
that's it.
myself anymore. I trust my life. I complete things now.
Yes.
I let go of guilt.
Yes.
Live in the past. I let go of trying to be perfect about everything. I don't have any unfinished projects. All my projects are being finished.
I heard that. And I mean, and that part feels really good when your projects, and that's how I feel. That's what it was. I mean, it was so, I felt so much enlightenment when I finished this because I'm used to my office being in order. You know, I'm used to my paperwork, knowing what I made to the penny, and I'm used to that. That's what I like. I feel better when I can see, even though I probably spend, but I knew where I spent it at. I wasn't in no illusion about it.
Right,
So it's just now I'm creating, as you say, the life that I want to create. you know
right.
and I do that by decluttering my life, and that's mind, body, and soul. So that's how I create the life that I want, is by most definitely decluttering my home, decluttering my mind. And that is really key, that you talked about not trying to fix yourself. That's a whole nother topic, Jude.
No, I don't fix myself. I create myself.
But I'm just saying that's a whole nother topic. You just we can go on for days about that, because a lot of times that's what we do. We want to run around and fix ourselves, and sometimes we spend so much time on the outer part of ourselves, we forget what's going on internally, because it's like, okay, I gotta look good. And I do. I mean, of course, yes, I do want to look good for me. I do want to take care, but I want to learn truly how to take care of myself. I want to learn about the anatomy. Why is it so important? Why is the organ so important? Why is the heart so important? You know, because the heart is about love. So I think if we turn it around and not just trying to fix ourselves, but if we turn it around to work on developing a relationship again with self, then that's a different take on it. You're not fixing yourself. You're developing a relationship with self. You learning what foods to put in are you learning what foods work for you?
Awareness.
Thank you. Be an awakening.
Awareness.
Just exactly. You learn what, you know, Linda Green said, "Thank you, sis. Love you for sending a shout out to us to the family." Thank you, Lynn. Most definitely. I mean, we all love our families. We want to continue to love our families. Sometimes we have issues in our family that pull us away, but no matter what, we have to continue to love our families and continue to stand up and be who we are, and not letting family or no one stop us from creating the life that we want to have. But there's no reason to step on no one's toes.
Mm.
There's no reason to judge anybody, but just create the life you want for yourself. And
Right.
that's what conscious awakening is here for, to help people learn how to create the life that they want.
Exactly.
That's what this is all about, really.
I want to inspire myself and I want to inspire others.
Yes, me too. I love inspiring others, Judy. I
I
get
want
on
to
it.
walk in the room and I just want to light up the room.
Yes.
Want to be real authentic, real down to earth, walk in the
Yes.
room, light up the room. I want to make everybody's day feel a little bit better.
Better, most definitely. I enjoyed that when I was the hair, when I had my salon. I enjoyed just touching people's lives and helping them bring out the best in them. I
Right.
know I had a stylist, she wasn't cutting right, and I was checking out because she sat in front of me, and the girl is good today. And I said to her, I whispered in her ear because I knew the client was feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And then I asked the client, was it okay for me to come over there and help? And she was like, sure. And from that point on, there was no problem because I was investing in her and she was investing in my business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have to learn how to truly invest in each other and allow each other the room to grow.
Exactly. I want to see the possibilities. I want to see the possibilities in my own life. And
Yeah.
I want everybody else to see the possibilities in
Yes. Yes, me too. I get a joy off that. I get a high, put it like that, to see other people. One of my girlfriends, Dee Dee, she said, you like doing that. You see what other people need to do, or not need to do, but you see people's gifts.
I
And
just I just think my brand, I just want to add joy everywhere I go.
exactly.
When I walk in the room, I just want it to be a breath of fresh air.
That's sweet. Most definitely. Okay, so we got some. What time is it? Is it
It is 8:03. It is time to stop eating this.
okay? Well, you guys, guess what? I want to thank you all for coming to Let's Have Some Dessert with Conscious Awakening with Judy and Kim, with Judy and myself. And we will be back in 2 weeks. Judy won't be here, but I will be here. So we're still gonna have some dessert. And
Okay.
I will put the topic out there. So remember, please share this, share the video. And I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on tonight. And we had a great time. And Judy, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for having me, and thank you for me letting me be a part of this beautiful team on Conscious Awakening. El Ray, where you at?
Driving in that car. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say
Everyone, thank you for joining.
good night. Thank you for joining. Please share. See you guys in 2 weeks on the 25th, I think. But anyway, I'll let you guys know. Bye for now.